All right, I got it. Okay, we are good to go. Welcome everyone, Shabbat Shalom. It's great to be together here on this last Shabbat in our holy sanctuary, at least in the way that it currently is instantiated. We have a message which is going out later on Monday to explain the move to the sanctuary, to the chapel, as this space becomes a construction zone as we move towards renovating and beautifying and hopefully making more meaningful this space of prayer. But in the meantime, we get one more celebration together as a community tonight and tomorrow morning. Melissa will be joining me at some point tonight whenever she gets here from the traffic. It sounds like it's particularly bad at the moment. But we will begin together with our abbreviated Mincha service, which can be found on page 1 of the Shabbat, the blue Sidurim. We'll say together the Ashrei on pages 1 and 2, and then jump to the Mourner's Kaddish at the end of the Mincha service. Ashrei Yoshvei Veitecha Od Yehalelucha Od Yelucha Ashrei Ha'am Shekachalo Ashrei Ha'am Shadonai Eloha Tila LeDavid פותח את ידיך, מסביר לך לרצון, צדיק תהילת אדוני ידע בפיו, יברך כל בשר שם קודשו לעולם ועד, ואנחנו נברך יה, מעתה ועד עולם, הללויה. We invite all to enable their microphones as the mourners rise in preparation for the recitation of Kaddish Yatom, which can be found on page 12. The Mourner's Kaddish, page 12. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah ve'amad yivra kirutei v'yamnich malchutei mechayechon v'yomechon u'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael magadla v'zman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam umei omaya Yiparach v'yishtabach ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudsha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata ushbechata v'nechamata da'amiran le'alma v'yimru amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya Chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Aseh shalom mimromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Continue with our Kabbalat Shabbat. We're going to deviate a little bit this week by jumping in with Yedid Nefesh on page 14. Taking a moment and inviting you to think about all of those loved ones, all of those Yedidim, those close people in our lives who help to sustain and to nurture our souls. I'll invite you as we prepare for Kabbalat Shabbat to bring their faces into our mind's eye. Maybe even to remember a time when we felt sustained, nurtured, loved, cared for, heard. Those moments of deep connection. For all those who we long to be close to during this time, long for connection, we offer this prayer of love. page 14. Yedi nefesh avarachamad mishoch avdach el ritzonach yarutz avdach kimo ayah yishtachaveh el mol hadarach yerav lo yedidutach minofetzuv vechol tam Adonai Ziv haolam nafshi cholat avatach Anna elna rifatna la beharod la noam zivach az titchazek v'titrapeh v'haitalach shichat olam v'tikemu rachamecha mechusna al beno havach ki ze kama nichsof nichsav lirot betiferet uzach anai li machmad libi Hushana ve'el titalam Yigalena ufros chaviv alai et sukat shelomach Ta'iret mikevodach Nagila nismecha bach Maher ahuv kivamoed v'choneni ki me'olam Yididai-dai-dai-dai, yididai-dai-dai-dai, yididai-dai-dai-dai-dai-dai-dai-dai, yididai-dai-dai-dai, yididai-dai-dai-dai, yididai-dai-dai-dai-dai, yididai-dai-dai-dai, 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 yididai-dai-dai-dai-dai, yididai-dai-dai-dai, yididai-dai-dai-dai, yididai-dai-dai-dai. Yiddy die 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 die. Yiddy die 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 die. Yiddy die 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 die. Yiddy die die die. Yiddy die 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 die. Yiddy die 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 die. Yiddy die 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 die. Yiddy die 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 die. Yiddy die 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 die, yiddy die 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 die, yiddy die 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 die.
Shalom, everybody. As we make our way into our Kabbalat Shabbat service, we have to remember that Kabbalat Shabbat is a warm-up. On holidays, like in between holidays, Hol HaMoed, when Shabbat falls on those in-between days, we do a truncated Kabbalat Shabbat. The idea is that because we're in the holiday season, we don't need Kabbalat Shabbat because we're already elevated in holiness. But week to week, like this week, we need that extra lift to go from the ordinariness of the week to the extraordinariness of Shabbat. And so here we are, about to start Kabbalat Shabbat with Lechuna Ranana. And I want us to be thinking about what we need to get to that level, that place of holiness. And like any workout, you need to stretch. And that's what our singing is for. That's why we enter into Kabbalat Shabbat the way we do. Now, when I was younger and I used to go for my workout, I used to stretch what I knew I was going to be working out for. So if I was going to be lifting weights, I'd focus on those parts of that I'm planning on doing. I'd stretch out those parts that I'm going to lift weights for. If I was going to do kung fu, which my family had a practice, I would focus on those particular movements and stretching out those areas that I know I was going to move. And as I've gotten older, I'm starting to find that when I set out to work out, I'm stretching out those areas which I have problems. Not necessarily has anything to do with the workout I'm going to do, but I have a lower back issue, so I stretch my lower back out when I'm warming up. And I have tight, tense shoulders, so I find myself stretching out my shoulders more. And I'm not focused on the activity so much that I'm going to do. I'm focused on those areas that might be a little weaker. And that's what I need my warm up for. We're heading into not just Shabbat, but we're heading into the week before Thanksgiving. And we're going to be having family. God willing, you'll be able to be with family, whether it's in person, God willing, or even if it's still Zoom, if you're still being cautious and you need that distance. We're going to be around family. And Thanksgiving has a reputation. And it's an earned reputation, by the way, of arguments that you have every year with the family that it's like no time has passed. You just jump right into that argument or those discussions and whatever it might be. So as we enter into this Kabbalat Shabbat and we seek that element of holiness, rather than just focusing on holiness in general, think about those areas which you know you need to elevate. Is it your patience? Is it your candor? Is it your compassion? What are those areas as we head into not just Shabbat, but this week, that you know you need to stretch out a little bit more than the other muscles you might have? Because this week is going to be, we're going to be stretching quite a bit as we make our way into a holy week for our country. Shabbat Shalom, my friends.
L'chu neranin al Adonai, l'chu naria litzur yishenu, l'chu neranin al Adonai, l'chu naria litzur yishenu, nekadma fanav v'toda, bizmirot naria lo, nekadma fanav v'toda, bizmirot naria lo, l'chu neranin al Adonai, l'chu naria litzur yishenu, l'chu neranin al Adonai, l'chu naria litzur yishenu, nekadma fanav v'toda, bizmirot naria lo, nekadma fanav v'toda, bizmirot naria lo, l'chu ki akatim bo nishtacha 40 שנה אקוט בדור ואומר עמתוי לבביהם והם לא ידעו דרכי השם נשבעתי ואפי אם ירון אל מנוחתי, ידידי, די, די, די. Yedidai, dai, dai. Yedidai, dai, dai. Yedidai, dai, dai, dai. Yedidai, dai, dai. Yedidai, dai, dai. Yedidai, dai, dai. Yedidai, dai, dai, dai. Page 16. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash, Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz, Shiru l'Adonai baruch shemo, Basru miyom leyom yeshuato, Sapru v'goyim kevodo, B'chol ha'amim nifleotav, Ki gadol Adonai umulam meyod norahu al kol Elohim aidai ki kol Elohei ha'amim elilim v'Adonai shamayim asa od v'hadar lefanach עוז ותפארת במקדשו, הבו לאדוני משפחות עמים, הבו לאדוני כבוד ועוז, הבו לאדוני כבוד שמו, שאו מנחה ובואו לחצרותיו, השתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש, חילו מפניו כל הארץ, אמרו בגויים אדוני מלך, אף תיכון תבל בל תימות, ידין עמים במישרים, ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ, ירם הים ומלוא יעלו שדי וכל אשר בו אז ירננו כל עצי לפני אדוני קיווה לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט תבל בצדק ועמים באמונתו, ימד ימד יבבבבי Adonai Malach tagel haaretz. Ozaru ala tzadik uyishrei lev simcha, simchu tzadikim b'Adonai vehodu lezecher kodsho. Page 18. Mizmor shiru l'Adonai shir chadash ki nifla utasa ushia lo yemino uzro akodsho di Adonai yeshuato le'enei hagoyim gilat tzidkato zachar chasto ve'emunato לבית ישראל ראו כל אפסי הארץ את ישועת אלוהינו הריעו לאדוני כל הארץ יצחו ורננו וזמרו זמרו לאדוני בכינור בכינור וכל זמרה בחצוצרות וקול שופר, הריעו לפני המלך אדוני, ירמיהו לו, תבל ליושבה, נהרות ימחאו כף, יחד הרים ירננו, לפני אדוני קיבה, ישבות הארץ, ישבות תבל בצדק, ועמים במישרים, ימדי ימדי ידדי, ידדי יממממי, ידדי ידדי ידדי, ידדי אדוני מלך כי גזו עמים יושב כרובים תנו את הארץ אדוני מצום גדול ורבו על כל עמים ועוז מלך משפט העיר ותקנון ושרים משה ירום רוממו 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 אדוני אלוהינו 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 וישתחוו לקודשו כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו רוממו אדוני אלוהינו רוממו 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 אדוני אלוהינו וישתחוו לקודשו כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו רוממו אדוני אלוהינו רוממו 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 אדוני אלוהינו כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו 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 אדוני אלוהינו רוממו 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 אדוני אלוהינו. We rise together, page 20 for Psalm 29. מזמור לדוד, אבו לאדוני בני אלים, אבו לאדוני כבוד ועוז, אבו לאדוני כבוד שמו, ישתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש, כל אדוני על המים, אל הכבוד ירים, אדוני על מים רבים, כל אדוני בכוח, כל אדוני בהדר, כל אדוני שובר ארזים, וישבר אדוני את ארזי הלבנון, וירקידם כמו עגל לבנון בסיריון כמו בן רמים כל אדוני חוצב להבות אש כל אדוני יחיל אדוני מדבר קדש כל אדוני יחולל עיילות ויחשוף יערות ובהיכלו כולו מרכבות ובהיכלו כולו מרכבות אדוני למבול ישב וישב אדוני מלך לעולם אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. Continue at the bottom of page 20 with Ana B'choach. Ana B'choach B'choach Gedulat Yemincha Tatzir Tzurura Kabel Rinatamcha Sagalenu Tarinu Nora Ana B'choach Gedulat Yemincha Tatir Tzurura Kabel Rina Tamecha Sagalenu Tarinu Nora Yididai dai 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 Yididai dai 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 Yididai dai 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 Yididai 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 dai dai. We read about the story of Jacob and Esau as they prepare to meet each other again. And Jacob sends his family in two different directions, so that if Esau is bent on destroying them, that maybe one half of the family will escape. But there's a beautiful teaching that I heard this week, and maybe I'll bring the poem tomorrow, but that talks about it from Esau's perspective, that Jacob has all of these things and he's afraid about losing all of the things. But what does Esau actually want? He wants a hug. He wants a hug from his brother. He wants to be with his brother, to spend time with his brother, if we take the text at face value. And so the melody that we've been singing for some months, the so this melody is set to a couple of different things. One of them is Lo Yisagoy El Goy Charev, to that brothers should not take up arms against each other. Lo Yisagoy El Goy Charev Lo Yimeldu O Milchama, and that we should learn war no more. But the English verses of this are: don't walk in front of me, I may not follow. Don't walk behind me, I may not lead. Just walk beside me and be my friend. And together we'll walk in the land of Hashem. And I can't help of thinking of Esau in this moment, just wanting to walk beside his brother after them walking in different directions for so long, to be together as adults. So we enter into Lechadodi, page 21. Lechadodi likrat kala, penne Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kala, penne Shabbat nekabela. Shamua v'zachor b'dibur echad, ishmi'anu el hamiuchad. Adonai echad u'shmo echad, l'shem ultiferet v'litila. Lechadodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. מקדש מלך עיר מלוכה, ומיצי מתוך ההפכה, רב לך שבט בעמק הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת דקבלה. הנערי מעפר קומי, לבשי בגדי תפארתך עמי, על יד בן ישי בית הלחמי, קרבה אל נפשי גאלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, כי בארץ ומאורי, אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לא תבושי ולא תקלמי, מה תשתוכחי ומה תמי, בך יחסו אני עמי, ונבנתה עירתי לה, הולך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. והיו למשיסה שוסייך, ורחקו כל מבלייך, יסס עלייך אלוהיך, כמסוס חתן הכלה, הולך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תעריצי, על יד איש בן פרצי, ונשמחה ונגילה, הולך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמונה עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. ניידה ניידה, ניידה 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 ניידה, ניידה
Before we move to page 23, we stay on page 22. The Hirschberg family suffered the terrible loss of their beloved husband, and father, Walter Hirschberg. We turn to Rosalie Hirschberg, and son, Mark, and pray the words we find on the bottom of 22, hoping that it'll support them as we community come together to support them during this very difficult time. We say together on the bottom of page 22, Hamakom Yenachem Etchem Tok Shar Avlei Tzion V'Yerushalayim. May God comfort you together with all the other mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. May you find peace and strength during this time, you both. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Rabbi.
We're going to continue on page 23 with the Psalm for the Sabbath day, the Psalm for Shabbat. Page 23.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון, נגבו חסדך ואמונתך בעלילות. מגל מסכה לנביא לנו מבטח ישפנים, צדיק אדמה יפנים.
Tzadik atamar yifrach ke'eres ba'lebanon yizkeh.
Adonai malach ki ulavish lavish Adonai yosid azarati untev ba'atimo nachog yisachah be'ez b'lavat nasu lerot Adonai nasu lerot kol תצחננו מאור לביתך ענב הקודש Adonai le'orech yamim. We invite all those who are in mourning to rise and to enable their microphones as we recite Kaddish Yatom in the middle of page 24. Yitkadav v'yitkadash Shemei Rava Ve'amad yivrak kirutei ve'amnich malchutei B'chayechon u'vyomechon chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael Magala v'zman kariv yivru Amen. Yei Shmei Rabba Mevarach Me'olam U'Me'omayah Yivarach Yishtabach Ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitala Shemei d'Kudusha B'rechu Le'ela v'kol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata Da'amiram me'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba v'Shemaya Chaim Aleinu ועל כל ישראל. עשה שלום עמך, הוא יעשה שלום. עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
Amen.
Interesting.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. We invite you to take another breath in. Just we set the intention before Yedid Nefesh of recalling a dear loved one, dear person in our lives who has sat there, who has listened to us, who supported us in times of need. So too do we bring ourselves back to that moment, back to our breath, back to the person we are because of those who surround us, because of those who we spend our time with. So we enter in to this Mardi of service, a time of transition, leaving behind that which we can of the week past, and moving in to 25 hours of timelessness, of that palace in time, or maybe more like an island in the middle of the ocean, surrounded by waves, slowly crashing back and forth, seagulls chirping, laying out in a hammock on the beach as the sun goes down. We come in to this evening of Shabbat, page 28, in the middle of the page.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'dvaro ma'ariv haravim.
V'yochoma poter shanim v'nashnim v'shotem v'yitzar b'yamalan v'choshev v'choshach mipnei or ma'viyon chavakim tem nochalim l'olam v'chotem v'yamariv haravim.
El chai v'kayom tamid yimlach aleinu le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai hamariv haravim avot
Page 29. Torah mitzvot kim shmenim kim chayim v'rachimenu v'avnei yom v'layla yivat teschal tesim imein v'yolamim v'ruchat Adonai v'b'mo Yisrael.
Ve'avatcha al tasir mimeinu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ahev amo Yisrael Melech ne'eman Shema
ובכל מיעוטך, והיו הדברים האלה, אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושילמתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ושוכבך וחומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך.
Adonai Elohechem emet.
Page 32.
Moshe uvnei Israel l'chon shiro b'simcha rabo yamru kolam mi chamocha b'elim Adonai mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh norat teirot O Sefer Malchut Goronecha Bokaye Yom Livnei Moshe Zeyanu Yameru Adonai Imloch Le'olam Va'ed V'nemar Yifad Adonai et Yaakov Ugalu miyad chazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai Ka'al Yisrael.
We recite together the words of the Hashkivenu on page 33 in English at the top of the page. Help us, Adonai, to lie down in peace and awaken us again, our sovereign, to life. Spread over us your shelter of peace. Guide us with your good counsel. Save us because of your mercy. Shield us from enemies and pestilence, from starvation, sword, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, O God, who watches over us and delivers us, our gracious and merciful ruler. Guard our coming and our going. Grant us life and peace now and always. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Praised are you, Adonai, who spreads the shelter of peace over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem.
Ushmor tzeitzenu Eloheinu l'chaim u'shalom mi'atoei ad olam ufroz aleinu zuchat shlemecha Baruch atah Adonai haparei zuchat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim.
We rise for Vishamru at the top of page 34.
Vishamru v'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat L'dorotam berit olam Hai 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 Beni uvein bnei Yisrael Oti le'olam Ki sheshet yamim Asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et haaretz uvayom hashivii shavad
take a few moments of private meditation to get ourselves into the space of Shabbat, beginning with the words on page 35b, or taking a few moments of private meditation.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru amen. Hey, Elayidada, Elayidada, Yididayidada, Yididayidada, Elayidada, Elayidada, Yididayidada, Yididayidada, Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן.
We continue with our Kiddush, so if you have some grape juice or some wine at home, please feel free to grab those at this time. On page 47, we will offer the first paragraph from page 47 and then jump to page 49 as we conclude the Kiddush.
ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו כי בו שווה מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. סברי חבריי.
לחיים.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן.
אמן.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו מצוותיו ורצוונו בשבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
What is that?
Old.
No. It's like grape drink. I'm not quite sure it's grape juice, but it'll get the job done. Tastes like something. Some sort of medicine.
Oh no.
I'll be feeling good tonight. We'll continue by rising together on page 51 for the Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol
לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה שלא שם חלקנו כהם וגורלנו ככל המונם ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
שבנו את השמיים ועשת הארץ ושם השמיים כתוב בדבר בדעצה השם המלך כנעוד על כן לכבוד תקן על המלכות שדי כתוב בדבר תחני אוכל לשמוע אחד.
ככתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
This evening, we sit with those who are mourning for their recent deaths. The family of Ralph Klopper was the husband of Ruth, father of Mark and Michelle, Joshua, and Elizabeth Klopper. Robert Rosenfeld, the husband of Marcia Rosenfeld, father of Renee and Jason Weinick, and the brother of Francine and Carl Levitt and Donna and Paul Casari. And remember Walter Hirschberg, the husband of Rosalie and the father of Mark. And we continue to be with those who are in the Shloshim period of mourning in 3 months, or in the month of mourning. As we remember Sidney Glassell, the brother of Madeline Gimbel, and Sheila Herman, the mother of Kathy and Ronnie Miller, and Erica and Andrew Herman. And on this 16th of Kislev, we remember Michael Aptak, the son of Jean Aptak, Eleanor Daneman Blass, the wife of Michael Blass, Irene Schwartz, the aunt of Fran Galashoff, Rini Geller, and Amy Landrum, and Miriam Shreve, the grandmother of Fran, Rini, and Amy. Edith Weinberg, the mother-in-law of Adele Weinberg. And we continue to walk with those and remember those who we remember morning and evening as part of our morning and evening minyanim. As we remember Barry Levenstein, the cousin of Lori Mitzi and Jordan, Danny Lippett, the son of Linda and Alan, Herbert Singer, the husband of Joanne, father of Mindy and Richard Bressler, Lisa and Eric Plasker, and Cheryl and Michael Weiss. Stanley Blumberg, the father of Stacy Guerin. Steve Marcus, the husband of Sandra, father of Larry and Brian, and the uncle of Batsheva Fullenhall. Carol Wexler, the mother of Jill and Robert Rosner. Jeff Wexler and Ellen Pillsbury. Norman Arm, the uncle of Sheila Edelman. Are there any others that we are bringing into our memories that I didn't read off this evening? And we invite all to enable their microphones and those mourners to stand for the Mourner's Kaddish on page 52. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah me'alma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei B'chayechon v'yomechon u'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael Magala v'izman kari v'imru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach me'olam u'mei amaya Yibarach v'yishtabach Yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudsha baruchu Le'ela kol birchata v'shirata Ushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran v'alma v'imru Amen. Yesh lama rabba v'yinshemaya Chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Yaseh shalom v'imromav Yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening to bring in Shabbat together. For those who came in person, for those online, it's always a beautiful way to end this week and to step into Shabbat, to be together and to be singing and to seeing Natalie dance. Hi, Natalie.
Hi, Nat.
It's always a pleasure. As I said at the outset, this is the last Shabbat that we will be in our sanctuary space, which has served us for so many years. Starting next week, we'll move into the chapel in preparation for construction beginning on our sanctuary. And we're really excited to both reinvigorate this space in ways that will help kind of serve us into the future, but also to gather in a little bit more intimate setting. So if anyone wants to join us in person on a Friday night, please just reach out. There's no problem. We're not officially open, but we are unofficially open. So if there are a few people that want to join, let us know. Tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. services. Bonnie Levine will be joining me in leading Pesukei de Zimra and Shacharit, so you want to get there on time, 9:30. Jordan will take us home for the rest of the service. At 10:30, Brooke Rosenthal will be leading the Torah study, so that will be lovely as well, and you can watch it from Parodies Hall in the other room. Other announcements, 5:15 p.m. for Mincha Mariv and Havdalah tomorrow evening. And Just note, please, that the office is closed half day Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. So if you need anything, obviously it's an emergency, feel free to reach out to one of the rabbis or to Jill. But please be patient with any communications you send in as the office is closed. And we hope that you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend, that it's filled with family, friends, love, and all of those good things. Rabbi Rosenthal, anything else?
I think we're good. Thank you, Rabbi.
All right.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
So let's conclude with our Shalom Aleichem, turning all the way back to page 13. Page 13, what we skipped over at the beginning. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Amlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Ashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Amlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei Ashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Amlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Yitzedchem l'shalom, Malachei Ashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Amlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat
Have a
shalom.
peaceful Shabbos.
Good Shabbos, good week, good Thanksgiving.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, Blondie.
Mommy said, say it again.
Shabbat shalom.